I request everyone to keep your screens on mute.
Okay.
All right. So it's good to go. So hello, Professor. This is Arifuddin. So we are going to speak on online medical management. And here are my teammates, Prahasit Reddy Cherku and Mohammad Junaid Ahmed Khan. So we will be taking on slides individually and speaking on particular topics. So we'll start with the basic introduction and outline of the project. Over to you, Junaid. Please proceed. I hope you are able to see the screen. So let us proceed with the first slide. You can go ahead, Junaid.
Hello, Professor. As my friend told that we are three members in a group, and my name is Mohammad Junaid Ahmed Khan, and we are doing a project on online medical management system. So I would like to give an introduction on this topic. As we know that healthcare is one of the most world's fastest expanding industries. Not only this, in earlier days, appointment was used to made over phones or in person, due to which the capacity to accept appointments was limited, and there was lot of problems which created disturbances among the people and healthcare facilities even. So in order to avoid all these facilities, all these problems, I mean, like the annoying situations which the patients are facing, we need to develop a new concept that is called as online medical management system. So we are here to do that. Not only this, as this process involves the participation of persons, due to which the capacity of the problems have been avoided, and not only this, manual appointments and long waiting lines created annoying situations. As a result, there was a demand for such an integrated healthcare system. Not because of this, it provides a lot of facilities, good facilities, and provide best services to both inpatients and outpatients. The important and next, I would like to talk about nowadays. I would like to say that booking appointments online has become a trend. The main objective of this project is it attempts to solve problems directly with patients instead of contacting with the pharmacist and doctor directly. So the biggest advantage is that they can contact with the pharmacist, and the pharmacist has complete and entire information of the patient. I mean, like at what stage, what kind of situation he is facing. Not only this, the patients can also contact this pharmacist at any time, at any moment. And after that, the pharmacist sends all this data to doctor so that the patients can directly contact to doctor. Next, providing query-based chat is one of the most appropriate way which we can communicate, and it is the easiest source for the patients to contact doctors. So I would like to talk about the next part of the project. I would suggest one of my friends to discuss about this.
Okay. Hello, Professor. My name is Prahasit Reddy Cherku, and I'm going to continue after tonight. So first of all, I want to give a brief introduction of what our project actually consists of. So this is an application which makes communication between a group of people simplified. So there are four important people in our project. That is the doctor, the patient, the pharmacist, and the admin. So communication between all these people is very vital for our system. Uh, for the information to pass smoothly between all these people, the project that we made is gonna help them a lot. Can you go to the next slide, Arif? Okay. So first of all, in our application, the doctor, the patient, and the pharmacist and the admin, everyone creates their own roles. So first, the major, the doctor, pharmacist, and the Arabic fashion jeda. How can you say? Kaji? Boas şey. పాజ్ చేసిన నా మాట్లాడు. Hello, Professor. My name is Prasit Reddy Cheruku. So I'm going to be giving you a brief explanation of how our project works. So coming to data collection, our project is mainly dependent on how much data we actually have. So the data is the information about the doctor, the patient, and the pharmacist. First of all these three people have to register in our system, and then all these applications will be then approved by the admin. So like this, the data will be gathered at one place, and then with the help of the admin, we'll be processing this data and integrating it with our application. And this is how we are collecting our data for this project. Arif, can you get the next slide, please? So here, so once the applications are filled and the admin accepts it, then the patient, the doctor, and the pharmacist are now in a program which we made, and the communication now is active. First of all, the patients can directly communicate with doctor, and then the doctor will be prescribing the medicine to the patients, and this all information will be also visible for the pharmacist to get a brief idea of what is exactly happening. And once the doctor is out of the picture, the pharmacist can directly contact with the person, with the patient, and what he actually wants, just so that the the middle person, which is the doctor, does not do not needs to waste his time and continue ahead with the process. Can you go to the next slide, Arif? Yeah. And finally, the patient. The most important part of this program is for the patient to get his problem solved as soon as possible. By this application, we think that we are actually doing what we actually intended to do. That is, reducing the waiting time, the processing time, and information to pass from one person to another person as soon as possible. The only role of the admin is to make sure that the information is passing correctly, the information is secure, the all the applications are actually handled in a proper way, and that's it for the all the roles and information that each person have to do. And coming to the code, when you compile this entire project, as you know, is made up of Java. So when you compile the code, the Java compiler creates a machine which is called bytecode. For the hypothetical machine, this is called Java Virtual Machine, which is also called as JVM. So the JVM is supposed to be execute the bytecode. The JVM is created for overcoming the issue of portability. The code is written and compiled for one machine and interrupted by all the other machines. This process is completely called as Java Virtual Machine. And coming to the next slide, that is how the code actually thinks that it's working. So during the runtime, the Java interrupter triggers the bytecode that we actually the bytecode which I explained in the previous slide. So the bytecode thinks that it is running in the Java virtual machine, but in reality, what's actually happening is that the JVM, that is the Java virtual machine, is actually running in anything like Intel Pentium processor that is running Windows 95, or the Sun operating system, or the Macintosh system. So all this could receive code from any computer through like this code that the JVM, that is Java Virtual Machine. This is a package, and this package can be run on any system with the help of internet. And I think I gave you a brief explanation of what are the roles of each person, and how everything works. And now I want my colleague Arif to continue with the presentation. Thank you so much. Arif, I think you're muted.
Arif, unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry for the inconvenience. So I would like to take it over from here. So Going further, I would like to discuss how these methods discussed by my friends are being implemented. So now, till now, we have understood the implementation part, and we have also seen what are the modules which are involved. So the implementations or modules which are involved are the admin, the doctor, the pharmacist, and the patient. So how the interactions are taking place between these people, how the application is run, how a query is raised, how the answer is given, everything we are going to see. So rather than proceeding on with the slides, let us proceed with the coding part. Guys, if the screen is not visible, just let me know or give a thumbs up so that I can understand the screen is doing good, and this I may be able to show everything what I need to do for this project. So let me stop the screen share for this particular presentation and let me go to the another screen. So, all right, guys, I hope my screen is visible over here. So, basically, what we are doing in this project is we are using courses like Apache Tomcat, Java. So, these are the technologies which we are using, and how these technologies are combined. So, as we have already seen that the data is collected from the pharmacist, admin, patient, and doctor's point of view. So this data is stored in the database. So for this, we are using the SQL server. So this plays a very important and major role. So these are the three important applications: the Apache Tomcat, the SQL server, and the Java programming language. So with the help of these modules, we are going to run our applications. Also, I would like to give a brief about what exactly is the thing. So this is the database where we are having the complete data which needs to be present while executing in the application in the backend. Then we have the source code over there. So the application name is patient follow up, wherein we have multiple files, the databases, the images, the information, and the admin. So as we can see, these all are related to the Java server pages. As Prahi has already discussed about the JVM, so how this is run, these are all the JavaScripts which are running in the backend and which is helping our application to improve further. Then we also have the database and also the source code. So let us show me the how it looks like. So when we are opening the SQL York community, so this is the setup which we are seeing. And when actually it is installed, we are going to see this type of law community edition. So this is a new connection, so I have already done this part because it's taking a long time, and since the presentation is having certain restrictions of 20 to 25 minutes to the not to make the video very lengthy one, I have already established a new connection. So as you can see, we have the root local host over here. As we have done a right click, so we get an option restore from SQL dump. So when we click on this, we got the file to execute. Here we are uh, giving the path where exactly is the dump for the database is present, and we are hitting on execute. So as soon as we execute it, then we are refreshing the object browser, so we can see the following information over here. That is the follow up. This is the name of our application that gives MySQL performance schema and test. So under the follow up schema, we have all the multiple files like answers, doctor, patient, pharmacist, query. So each and every database or query is having their own things like column, indices, and triggers. So let me open up and show the link over there. So as we go on, localhost 2021, this is the port number which we are giving 2021. So when I run this, it opens the Apache Tomcat server. So here we have manager app. Guys, you're able to see the screen, right? Yeah. So we have manager app over here. So when we are clicking on the manager app, the application shows our application, which is patient follow-up. So these all things are taken from the database, what we have given. So when we click on the patient follow-up, it is routing it to the main application page, which is the our application which we have designed. So the name of the application is patient follow-up, and we also have home, doctor, admin, patient, and pharmacist modules present over here. So let us check one by one in brief. So what exactly it means. So doctor. So when we click on doctor, so it gives the information about doctor login where we have email ID and password. So whenever a new doctor wants to register itself with the application, he has to use the new registration process. So when we click on new registration, we get the registration page wherein they have to fill the details, credentials of the particular doctor like email ID, password, and what profession it belongs to, whether it is a cardiologist, dentist, dermatologist, etc. The name, the designation, the address. Once done with this thing, they can hit on register and they will be registered. So once they are registered, this part goes to the admin. So admin has its own power. So here the role of admin is accepting all the requests. So we have the credentials like admin and admin for user ID and password. And when we log in, it gives us the hospital management application management page. And here we get the request for the new doctor. So you can see here we have new doctors and new pharmacists. So if any new doctor is registering, you will get the name of the doctor, the address, the email, the designation, and at last you also might see verify, accept or decline request. Okay, so I am logging out from here. Then comes the patient. Similarly, as the doctor, patient is also having the new registration page. So the patient has to fill all the details and register himself before proceeding, and the uh, further approval part will be taken care by the admin. Next is the pharmacist. So pharmacist also have the new registration page. So they once have to register everything, and they can this information can be stored in the database. So the registration part is only a one time process, so again and again they don't need to register. So once they are registered, the all the required process are taken care by admin, and admin will be approving them. Once it is approved, they are good to go, right? Next, click on home. So patient, so what actually is the process? So once they are registered, they will have their email ID and password. So I have created a dummy email ID, so let us proceed with that. So let us give this email ID, let us type the password. I'm logging in. So once I'm logging in, I'm going to see this page, this user interface where I have post question and view answers. Now I go to post question because I'm still having a problem as a patient. Then when I click on post question, I will be able to see this interface which shows post your query. So whatever problem I'm facing, I'll just type. So I'm not feeling well. That is what I have written. It's just a dummy thing. Then I'll post this query. Then it says, the page says with a pop-up that the query was posted successfully. If there is any mismatch or something like that, it goes like query was not posted. So now the work is done from patient's point of view. Now what happens? So I'm logging it out. When this query is posted, it will route the query to the pharmacist. Here the pharmacist is asking like acting as a mediator between the doctor and the patient. So I have because we have registered, so let us log in using the credentials for pharmacist. Right. So welcome pharmacist is the page which we are seeing. As the patient page, we also have the option as view questions. So whenever the patient is posting questions, it goes to the pharmacist, and here the pharmacist is able to see the query, the patient name, and the date. Everything is given over there. So when the pharmacist clicks on the question, it gives an answer to provide whatever solution. So take proper rest. I'm just typing randomly, and I am forwarding the question to the required doctor, whether a gynec or dentist or cardiologist or someone, right? So I'm selecting the gynecologist and I'm forwarding the question. Now it shows me the page, thank you. Now the work is pending from the doctor's end. I'm logging it out. So next, what happens? The query is forwarded to the doctor. So let us open the doctor page with doctor's credentials. So these are the modules that has to be taken care separately, but since I'm only the person who is explaining, so I have to log in into the different modules and explain what exactly is going on, or else the separate people will be taking care. Doctor will be holding its particular page information, pharmacist will be handling its own, and patient will be taking care of its own form, right? So as a doctor, I have logging into the login page. There it shows me the queries. So these are the queries which are forwarded by the pharmacist to the doctor. See, I got two queries where I am seeing, and then answer is provided by the doctor, right? Thank you. So this is how the answer is provided. Then as soon as the doctor provides the answer, we can go to the patient. So patient will be registering, uh, opening its portal with the help of its credentials, then logging in. Now we have an tab called view answers. When we click on it, the queries which were posted by the patient, we can see here. So I'm not feeling well was this thing. So now the time is according to the Canada timing. So let us view. So when it's view, this is what take proper rest was given by the doctor gynecologist. So this is how the patient comes to know about it. So this is how the application is working. So everyone is acting and everyone is fulfilling its own responsibilities, and with the help of these applications, the patient doesn't have to wait in a hospital or for a longer period of times. And as we already know, these are the times for COVID-19 pandemic. So people are afraid to go outside. So within a matter of less time, or we can say fingertips, we can just register ourselves and we can post our queries, so that everything is handled in a proper way. So that is all the presentation is also talking about. So I'm stopping the screen share over here and we'll switch back to the presentation. So these are the screenshots of the program, what we have seen, everything one by one, what we have explained them in detail. So every screenshot speaks of the information, what we have seen over here. So what is the scope of improving in this process? So the scope of improving in this process is, like, there are many more things which we can add over here, like the appointment reminders for the patient, wherein and they can hold the appointment things and they can get to know. Also rating criteria can be described so that we can identify which doctors are best for this. And also the pharmacist can improve the medication things in this. So there is much more scope for this project, and this is the summary what we have discussed. So because healthcare information is highly sensitive, so this information we have to keep safe, and we have to provide and store our credentials very safely. So that is all about the project. Thank you for giving us this opportunity. Hope you have a good semester ahead. Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you, Professor.